Right, good evening. Good evening. Just wait for a few more of you to pop on, to jump on, because this live wasn't planned, so I'll just wait for a few more of you to jump on. Get out of town. I don't do lives like that. That's not how I do lives. You either watch or you don't. I don't care. All right, I'm going to talk tonight about these crazies, man. They're just, one time I was with them. Now I'm just totally, they just totally blow my mind. First of all, I've got to give a shout out to Arthur Truth of Freeman, purely because in his last live he said some quite derogatory things about me, and he also said some crap basically. So let me just clear up the derogatory thing. Well, let me clear up the crap first. He mentioned that I started a YouTube channel to get famous, because what I'd done is I joined their group and I started doing lives in their group, and they'd welcome me into their group and this, that, and the other, and blah 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 blah. Just so he's aware, my YouTube channel was around years before. I started the first one. I started them both actually in 2017, which was way before I even knew Arthur Freeman Shillman Truther actually was. The second thing is he mentioned about so I didn't do it to get famous at all. The reason I do content, and the reason I do my content, and the reason I started that channel to begin with was because in my previous job I didn't have a voice, and I thought, you know what, I'll have a voice now. And I started it, and it started off with things on mental health, depression, anxiety, exercise for anxiety. I was even doing a chapter a day of a book called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. I was doing a chapter per day and putting it into my own terms, my own words, etc. So that people could understand it and how I would apply it to my life. So this guy, I didn't do it to be famous. I started this both my channels purely before, well before this moron was around. All right, Mum. Oh, you're going to say hello to me today, Mum. Second of all, he mentioned about everyone's scared of James David because he'll knock you out in one and this, that, and the other. Now, in any time that I have done a live video, just say hi, Mum. How you doing? In any of my lives or any time I've been in public or anywhere, not once have I brought martial arts into it. Not once have I brought what I can do, what I've been training to do. It was basically slagging the facts off that that I've done martial arts for X amount of years, and this, that, and the other. What you should be doing, Arch, or anybody that wants to say, "Oh, James David's too big and knock you out in one," anybody that's going to be a little bit petty like that needs to look at it and say, right, what have I, as in you, committed to for the last 22 years of your life? All right. Have you ever committed to anything and stuck at it for over half your life? The answer is probably not. Okay. If it is, congratulations. You should be commended for that. But in no circumstances have I ever offered somebody out for a fight. I actually can't stand fighting. I cannot stand to fight, and I hate it. I actually hate violence. I'm not a violent person. I used to be really, really aggressive. I've sort of mellowed out quite a lot. Things do get to me, which I'll go into in a second. The other thing that, I actually sort of mentioned was, about this UFC fight. I mean, I don't think the guy can actually spell UFC. But if he can, that's again, a bonus. And I actually believe that the UFC would authorise a fight between he and I. He mocked me for speaking properly. Oh, you and I. Yeah, that's how you speak, dude. That's how you actually, that's how it's said. It's not me and you. It's never me and you. It's never you and me. It's always you and I. All right, so that's the way it is. I'm just speaking properly. Mentioned about, the derogatory things that he said was, I need to get rid of my pot belly. Now, the reason there's a pot belly there is because, I do like a drink every now and again. I'm actually having a drink now, as I always do. Sound like a right alcoholic. And the second thing is, due to the medication that I'm on, it does add weight. But the other thing is when I was training, I was in the gym 3 times a week. I was at peak fitness. I could run rings around somebody half my age. So I was bulking out a lot. So because I've not been in the gym for a number of years, a lot of years, it sort of maybe turned into a little bit of fat, which it all happens. I'm midlife. we all get a middle-aged spread and that sort of thing. So, so I just want to you're not supposed to talk derogatory about people's tubbiness or, my fat arms. He mentioned about, here he goes with his fat arms. Dude, just so you're aware, I was actually scratching the back of my head. It's not my fault that my arm was that big that actually, no, I'm joking. It's not my fault that my arm got into the way of what you were saying. But his main thing was to offer somebody out for a fight, which is a bit, not very Christian of him. He mentioned about, go back to taking your meds. And I just think, do you know what? You're mocking mental health for doing that. You as a person that has suffered with mental health, supposedly, because of his GoFundMe page back in 2019 when he really needed $3,000 to pay his debts that he's not paid off. I don't know if he got the GoFundMe on it, I don't know. I also noticed that, I also was told recently that he did a GoFundMe page for the people in Ukraine, to send money to the people in Ukraine. Now, whether that would get to those people or not, I've got no idea, because, knowing these sort of people, they'd probably spend it on weed or something like that. I don't know, we'll see. So, basically, it was preaching. This is where the conspiracy nuts are right now. He called me a narcissist. Now, here's the thing with narcissism. And this is one of their new things now. Everybody that's against them is a narcissist. Now, let me ask you this question: Who's the narcissist? The person that goes straight into a live or goes straight into a video or, just does videos as and when he wants for his own content? Or somebody that sits there for a couple of minutes of the video and says, just wait for a few more people to jump on. Yep, I want to see more people come on. Yep, I want to see more people. I need more people watching me. That's narcissistic, dude. And they all do it. Every time you watch a truther video, you will see they will start with nothing new. They'll just start with, I'll just wait for a few more people to jump on. Yeah, a few more people are coming on. Yeah, I need this many people to have some kind of recognition, to have some sort of self-gratification. And that's why they do it. They do it for their own self-gratification. I do lives because it's my content and I have to get these things off my chest. And I feel that some sort of diary, rather than writing it down, I like to speak. So that's why I do lives, to get things off my chest, and I do feel better for it. Needless to say that I was cut off by Archie Shillman, Archie Jackson, Archie Truther Freeman, whatever you want to go by these days. I was cut off because I didn't accept his fight. What he failed to mention in his videos is that I actually said to him, we don't need a ring. If you want to pop round to me anytime, just let me know. Come and knock on my door. So I did actually say to him, come and knock on my door. But the thing what they're doing right now is these truthers, they're all preaching the Bible. They're all preaching. You go onto Archie's page and it's just Bible quote after Bible quote after Bible quote. And they're saying, you will be seeing, God sees all. Well, yes, that's right, he does. God will have also seen you offering out just to hurt somebody. Yeah, I want to fight because I want to hurt you. That's like, hang on a minute, I thought you were all about peace and love, man. I thought you were about peace, love and dope and all that sort of stuff. I didn't realise you were aggressive. They've got so much aggression, all of them. Needless to say that after that, because there was nothing I could do about it, I got totally wound up. Yes, I hit a wall and I went into a state of depression. Kath Purdy, hi mum. I went into a state of depression and I was out for 3 days. Just could not motivate myself, I wasn't bothered about very much. I didn't even drink for 3 days. That's how bad I was. Couldn't be bothered with anything, just totally depressed. Because I just thought, what, this person is on the other end of something, and he's preaching this, and he's calling brothers and sisters. That really grinds my coffers, that when they say brothers and sisters. All right, all my brothers and sisters, you're talking bollocks. All right. Because if everybody was your brother and sister, is everybody your brother and sister? And do you like everybody that disagrees with you? Or are you just picky on who you choose in your little group? Okay? Because as far as I'm concerned, God forgives all children. God forgives all his children. And you don't have to go to church to do that. You can be reckoned at the time of death. So long as you repent and so long as you ask for forgiveness at the time of your death, then you'll be okay. You know, but if you go into there with evilness and bitterness and, you know, just anger, you know, anger's an ugly thing, man. Anger's an ugly thing. Personally, I just think that, you know, that he's a bit jealous because, you know, I can grow a beard and my teeth are straighter than his. But hey, yo, what am I supposed to say to that? So, yeah, that's what they're doing. They're all about brothers and sisters and that God will find you and God will hear everything. That's right, he will. And it will also judge you for the hate you give, okay? The hate you give people. And I'm not talking just about Archie Shillman, Jackson, Truther, Freedom, whatever his name is. I'm talking about all of them. You know, whatever you do, whatever you say, you will be reckoned. There'll be a day of reckoning for you, for us all. Now, I'm not into the Bible. I'm not into God and this, that, and the other. What I'm into is just living my life. Just, you know, waking up every single day, living my life the best I possibly can. So when they're preaching the Bible, they preach the Bible, they preach peace and love, but yet they spread hate. They've got so much hate and so much anger inside them. It's unreal. Let me just put this down a bit so I can see above the comments. Or the people that could be watching. Or all right, that's better. That's better. I can see my beautiful little face now. So yeah. So yeah, you know, that's what they're doing these days. They're preaching the Bible and yet spreading hate. They also talk about freedom of choice, freedom of speech. Now here's the quandary with the freedom of choice. They preach the freedom of choice, and they did this back in the COVID days, back in 2020, 2021, when COVID was rife. They preached freedom of choice, okay? And they would spout, my body, my choice. But yet they would go to protests and they'd stand in vaccination lines and say, don't get the vax, don't get the vax. Well, hang on a second. Is it not their body, their choice? So you're contradicting yourself right there. Then they come out with freedom of speech. They believe in freedom of speech, free speech, and they hate to be censored. But yet what they also do is they censor anybody that goes against them. Anybody that's got a different view, a different opinion, a different thought process to them, they go against. This is all of them. I'm not talking about little cap wearing, you know, Rastafari, whatever his name is. I'm not on about him. I'm on about them all now. All the truthers. Whenever you hear somebody call themselves a truther, you need to turn away and walk. All right, run a mile, because these truthers are so far down the rabbit hole. It is unbelievable. They're not truthers. They're all full of crap. Okay, I'm quite happy to say that, because I've seen and I see on a daily basis the amount of crap that they actually spout. Okay. It's that much crap that their breath stinks because they are brushing their teeth with crap, okay? It comes out, and it comes out in droves, and it comes out in piles. You know, all right, my brothers and sisters, you know, and they're all smoking weed, man. And now I know weed comes from the ground, etc., etc. You know, so it's probably God's gift to the truthers. The next thing that these people are talking about now, and they absolutely hate it, they cannot stand it, is trolls. They're banging on about people trolling them and about going on their live videos and putting laughing emojis up. But that's all we can do when we watch your videos, Wayne and whoever from the family. I forget her name. It's Tracy from the family of Numpties Are Us. That's all we can do, because you ask us to go on your lives, you ask us to do that, yet you limit who can go live with you. So yes, we can put, and these people are thinking, they do that a lot in America, some good information, but I don't believe in God either. Who does that a lot? The truthers. So yes, anybody who's been called out as a demon, you can watch a live video, you can put an emoji on there, or thousands of emojis, always laughing ones, because it really winds them up. You can put loads of laughing emojis there, but you cannot enter the chat, okay? You can't comment and you cannot go live. How do I know this? Because I have done it, all right? I've tried it. I tried it with Wayne, what's the fox say? chuff, 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 chuff. So I tried it with him, but it just said it won't let me. I also sent him loads of messages saying, look, I'll go live with you. I can't comment because you're limited, but I'll do a live with you, man. I'll obliterate all three of you in a live video. This is when Archie was doing deliveries while driving, while doing a live, regardless whether it's Bluetooth or not, you're not concentrating on the road, so you were doing something legal there. So God will judge you for that. Trust me, God will judge you for doing that. He might also judge you for not declaring the fact that you're doing deliveries and maybe claiming benefits as well. So he might judge you for that as well. Which again, I wonder how many of these people, how many of these truthers, speaking of benefits, how many of these truthers are not paying the council tax but are going to get the council tax rebate? Well, none of them, because they're not paying the council tax. They're not paying their energy bills. They're putting in their own meters. You can't have a service and you can't not pay for a service but expect the service. You can't do that. But these people are expecting something for nothing. It's almost like the world owes them. I don't know what's happened in their childhoods, but it's almost like they've got a traumatized childhood and the whole world is against them. So yeah, the trolling. Now the trolling is when somebody's got something derogatory to say, getting a reaction from you on social media. Okay, so if somebody comes on here, starts commenting, starts doing something that I don't like, that offends me as a snowflake, then I will get offended by that and I will call them a troll. Okay, now the reason they've got absolutely zero right, particularly Archie, Stonehead, has got absolutely zero right to talk about trolls, is because it wasn't 18 months ago that I did do a live video, that I did do a video based on their protests. And it wasn't because I don't like protests. It wasn't because I'm against protests. I just think that they can be done a lot better than what they are being done. They've got the need to be considerate of people that are sat in cars that are maybe waiting to go to a job interview. The insular Britain people, there was people that actually died because they couldn't get to the hospital appointments because of what they did on the M25. That's not okay. And if you're the cause of that, if you're the cause of this sort of stuff, and you're the cause of causing people harm, which is what you're doing, you're causing people more harm than good. If you're the cause of that, then yes, God is going to judge you. So you need to take a look in the mirror. So I did this live. I did this thing on inconsiderate protesting. That channel's been shut down, by the way. Posted too many things that YouTube didn't like. So I opened a new one called The Bearded Opinion, because it's an opinion, it's not a truth. Okay, it's just my opinion. So yeah, and that video that I did, it got to over 1,000 views, and the amount of people from Archie's little group, Archie's friends, that went on there and watched it and slagged me off, called me all the names under the sun. Archie called me fat, bald, ugly, more fat. I talk this, that, and the other. He called me all the names under the sun. All right. I even posted them. I posted them on Facebook, so they'll probably be on my wall somewhere. Him and his group were trolling, but yet they don't like trolls. Hang on a second. That's again a contradiction. They're all a contradiction. Now, I was watching a video earlier of Jeanette Archer. I don't know the woman, but I have heard some stories. And it was a video when she escaped the realms of the dungeons because there was a giant lizard and she'd been subjected to satanic rituals. And she mentioned that there was this child called Ben who was about 3 years old. Now, this guy doing the actual interview, if you like, was saying we need to get a letter written to all the head offices and the police. No. If you know about this child that was 3 years old called Ben from X area, looks like XYZ, why haven't you personally gone to the police and done something about it? Why haven't you gone out there? There are establishments, I think Paul Joseph Watson keeps it real. There's got to be a few people out there that are keeping it real, because otherwise we get tangled up in satanic rituals. So why haven't you, Jeanette Archer, who's for the kids, I'll go into this in a second, who's for the kids, who wants to save the children. Why haven't you, in all your time that you have known this, 1973, I think they said. So it was back in 1973. I don't know how old she was now. I think she's 350 now, so, you can work it out. But she said it was back in 1973. So why, when you escaped this satanic cult, did you not go to the police and did you not report it? And why, this numpty doing the interview, I forget his name, I don't really care, why is he saying, write to your MPs, get this case opened? No, why don't you go to the police and why don't you get the case open? Why don't you report it? I don't understand that. But yet they don't pay the council tax, so they can't expect help from the police because they're all against the police. So it's like, hang on a second. You want the police to help you, but you are against the police. Doesn't work like that, I'm afraid. All for saving the children, yet these people also don't worry about abortions. Okay? If you're watching this, you know what I'm talking about, all right? You're not so Christian now, are you? Okay? Because I don't think that's in the Bible, is it? I don't know, it might be. Send me a quote, maybe it is. So yeah, they don't mind, I'm for, I want to save the children, but yet you let your girlfriend go and have an abortion. Really? What was it? Her body, her choice? Did you fight it? Don't know, don't care. Because we've all been there. We've all been there, but we're not preaching on about it. We're not preaching on about, one thing and then doing another. They all spouting about your actions speak louder than your words. That's very true, they do. And they say, what have you done for the movement? Dude, seriously? Don't want to do anything for your movement because I don't really care about satanic cults and, Freemasons and that. Because I'll tell you what, if this Jeanette Archer was part of a satanic cult, she would not be speaking freely about it now. She wouldn't be doing it. Someone would have bumped her off somewhere. That I can guarantee, all right? It just wouldn't happen. Just wouldn't happen. It's all very too far-fetched. Now, if in her life she has been abused as a child, then that there is sad. That there is some trauma there. But don't make up stories, She can remember what happened when she was 3. Now, I don't know how many of you that might watch this, that might dislike this, that might hate this, can remember what happened to you when you was 3. I very much doubt anybody on the planet can remember what happened to them when they was 3. I very much doubt it. Unless she thought she was 3, but it happened a little bit later on, okay? And she remembers specific details about it. That in itself is a little bit far-fetched, okay? But if she was traumatized as a child and she was abused, then why not bring the parents into disarray? Why not bring the parents into the spotlight and say, my parents did this. I would like my parents brought to trial for this. Okay, my parents have passed away. All right, fair enough. Same thing with Jimmy Savile. Jimmy Savile's passed away, but yet they still brought him into court because of his victims. Okay, so why can't you? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's basically what these nutters are all on about now. They're all preaching to God, they're all preaching the Bible, yet spreading the hate. They're calling each other brothers and sisters. If anyone hurts one of my brothers or sisters, then I'm gonna come down on you. You're gonna feel my wrath. Hang on a second. We are all children of God. Okay, we're all children of God. If you believe in that sort of stuff, therefore, I am your brother and sister, etc., etc. Okay, calling out the real men. All right, a real man wouldn't entertain fighting you because real men don't need to fight. All right, we use these. We use the grey matter between our ears, and we use the mouth. The pen is mightier than the sword. I don't know if that's in the Bible or not. I'm not sure. But if the pen is mightier than the sword, why are you all wanting to use the sword against somebody, against an innocent party, against somebody that just does lives for the for the sake of doing lives or for the sake of doing videos? Why would you want to do that to somebody? My previous channel, again, was all about self-help. And I will certainly get back into that, hopefully. I want to do videos on depression again. I want to do videos on anxiety, etc. Just some advice for people, really. Just some, just really sort of reaching out there to see if there's anybody out there that wants to chat or that wants to have. So it was really for self-help. It wasn't for to make me famous, because I'll tell you what, I've had fortune. I've had a kind of fame and a kind of fortune. All right. I'll be quite openly. I was at the top of my game in my previous job. Everybody knew who I was, and I didn't know anybody. Okay. I had fortune. All right. What I would call a fortune. 26, 27, 28-year-old guy earning 75 to 80,000 pounds a year. That's a fortune to somebody that's not had anything. And I'll tell you what, I would rather have, all right, I would rather have zero fame, and I would rather have, where I am now, zero money. I'm quite content at being poor, all right? I'm quite content having nothing, because I know that I've certainly got two things in my life. I'm not going to mention what those two things are, but they know who they are, okay? And that's all I give a damn about. I would rather be, rather than being rich without my partner, I would rather be poor with my partner. All right? If we had richness, then all right, but do you know what? I'm wealthy. I'm the richest person on the planet. So I don't want the fame or the fortune, actually. I don't want to be famous. All right? But you lot do. You lot are the ones that are out there saying, we'll wait for some more people to come on. And the other thing, oh my God, this is so pathetic. They're camping out in woods, right? And then we've got this beautiful scenery. This beautiful scenery. And everyone's going, oh, that's beautiful there. Beautiful, beautiful. No, it's just the woods. It's just trees. Next, they'll be hugging trees. I'm telling you, they will. They'll be hugging trees. Yeah, we're out here doing some survival. Okay, well, you're having your campfire. Where do you get your sausages from? Tesco's? I bet you got your burger buns from Sainsbury's or somewhere, didn't you? Supporting the big businesses, which you are totally against. Okay? And I bet you didn't buy Tesco's on. No. I bet you bought Richmond. And I don't mean cigarettes, I mean the actual sausages. But it'd be interesting to see where you got your food from and what food it was you were eating. I'm all for the kids, but do you know what? I'll eat the animals. Come on. Do you know what? That's mad. That's mad. You know? I don't mind saving the kids, but let's kill the animals. No, come on. You're insane. You're bonkers. You know, you can't have it all. You know, you can't have it. You can't. They want everything their own way. They want, you know, and there's another one, Lordina as a real name, has gone blocking everybody. Okay? Now, I don't know her backstory. I used to actually, when me and Mind were part of this group, I actually liked her. I thought, oh, she's all right. But some of the stuff that I'm seeing she's coming out with, it's like, you know, bonkers, man. And I just think, do you know what? I don't know I'm going to sleep knowing that I'm blocked by some of these truthers. You know, Wayne, I don't know I'm going to sleep knowing that I'm blocked by you. You know, Tracy of the family smokeheads. I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know, all these people that were part of this group that were all for each other, they're all now against each other. They're all pitting against each other. And it's like, hang on a second. Why? They talk about war. We're in a cyber war, blah, blah, blah. You're causing the war and the divide between yourselves. You're causing everything yourself. I'm not responsible for a fallout that you had 6 months after I forgot about you. All right? I'm not responsible for that. Don't blame me for your stupidness. I mean, you can't teach stupid. These are just basically idiots that are motivated. So if you take an idiot and motivate them, what have you got? You've got a motivated idiot. All right? And they're motivated by hate. They're motivated by anything that's against them. They're motivated by shutting people down. They dismiss you straight away if your opinion differs from theirs. And I just think, do you know what? if you're all about freedom of speech, at least give me a chance to rebuttal what you're saying. At least let's have a serious conversation about it. Let's not start with the name calling. You know, I think on that Live of Arches, I went into name calling because I was just getting so wound up. And his smug little face in his crew hat, and you know, he probably wears to bed and sits in his mum's basement on whatever. You know, so all this sort of stuff, I just think, do you know what? You know, you're all about peace and love and dub, but yet you are spreading hate outside. If you want to affect change, if you want to affect positive change, you must first be a positive individual, okay? You can't, not so much a mentor, but someone I used to listen to years ago. His name's Zig Ziglar, funny name, American guy. And he stood up on stage, and I've still got his CD, and it states in there that we talk about credibility, if I get up and I praise the Lord 1 minute, but then tell a dirty joke the next, there is no credibility. So basically, you guys are all losing your credibility unless you are with the people that think you are credible. You're not affecting anybody. You go to your rallies, you go to your, you do your walks, you do your protests, etc., and you have people that do speeches at the end, but you're only affecting the converted. Your goal is to affect people outside the converted. Your goal should be to spread love outside of the converted, but you're not doing that because you are shunning everybody. I'm giving you some advice now, so everything I've just said, all right, take it with a pinch of salt if you want, but I'm giving you some good advice now. When you're in there in your little groups and you're playing your little guitars, singing Kumbaya, smoking your weed, etc., etc., you're not affecting anybody because those people are already affected or infected, however you want to put it. It depends if it's negative or positive. If it's negative, they're infected. If it's positive, they are affected. I like that. All right, so you are only affecting somebody that's already infected because of you, okay, or because of the rabbit hole. If you want to affect positive change, you've got to get outside your little hole, okay, and go and talk to people and be ready for rebuttals. Be ready for somebody to come back and say, that's not right, that's not my belief. Be ready for somebody to raise the voice at you. Be ready for somebody to laugh at you. Because if you're not ready for that sort of stuff, then you're only going to infect or continue to infect the people in your little Kumbaya circle, okay? But your goal should be to affect positive change. If you are preaching the Bible and you are preaching to God and you are preaching hallelujah, then your goal should be to affect positive change, not infect negative. Not inject people with negativity, because everybody's laughing at you. Everybody is laughing at you because of your stupidity, because of your stupidity in your ways, because you believe the Queen is a freaking reptile. That's ludicrous. That is mad. Okay, you know, they were saying that the Queen's passed away already, and that, you know, she's cancelling speech, she's cancelling this, she's cancelling The woman's 69, no, how old is she? 96. She's 96 years old. 4 years she'll be writing herself a letter. All right, so she's knocking on a few years. You've got to give her some time out, man. I mean, I'm not a royalist, all right? I actually think it's quite disgusting that she spent £60,000 on a buggy to get around Buckingham Palace. I actually thought she was going to Windsor, to Balmoral to live her days out there. But yeah, she's going around Windsor or Buckingham Palace or wherever in this £60,000 buggy. All right, she's got the money. I don't agree with it because there's people starving in the street. But that's her choice. But I very much doubt she's passed away just because she's cancelling things. She's 96. Give the woman a break. You know, she's the longest running monarch that this country has ever had. Okay? It's the longest running. So she's had some busy days. She's allowed a day off every now and again, I'm sure. Jeez, you know what I mean? So she's not passed away. But just because she's cancelling something, these rabbit holers, they look too deep into it. Oh well, she's cancelled this. She must be dead. No, 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 no. She's cancelled this. She must just be knocking on a few years. 96. I'd love to see what you lot are doing at 96. If you get that far, you know, I'd love to see what you lot are doing at 96. I probably won't be around at 96, but she's done a good job considering she's, you know, she's. So look, just some things can be just because. They don't have to be because you're down that hole and that you think that the world's against you. Whenever their news feed breaks, or whenever the news feed breaks and they're doing lives, oh, they're shutting me down. You are so insignificant in the bigger scheme of things that nobody is going to come onto your Facebook from a hierarchy and shut you down. You mean nothing to them. What they're actually doing is they're probably watching you and saying, let them carry on. They're full of garbage. Let them carry on. Let everybody think they're all nuts. And then when it all comes out, they'll be like, yep, told you, we're all nuts. So you are so insignificant, you know, in the grander scheme of things. Nobody's shutting you down. Nobody's stopping your freedom of speech. You, however, stop other people's freedom of speech. Now, I would quite happily block somebody if it got personal. Like I said with Arch earlier, it got personal. It's like, hang on a second. The best thing you can come at me with is bald and fat. That's the best thing you can come at me with. Oh, and Mindy cheats on me as well, by the way. She's a wrong un. That's the best thing you can come at me with. Now, here's what you could have potentially done on that feed. Mr. Shillman, Jackson 5, Baracko, whatever you want to call yourself. Here's what you could have potentially done. If I was an abusive partner, and I heard that from you, you potentially put her in danger that day. You potentially put her in danger. Because if I was abusive, I'd have had to do something about it, wouldn't I? I wouldn't listen to her. The one thing that you failed to do, Sunshine, is know Mindy and I's relationship. You failed that. You thought that by saying that would get to me. That actually didn't get to me. That was just laughable. Because I know right now my relationship with my partner. I'm not in an open relationship, which is what your Facebook states. What does that mean? Does that mean you sleep with men as well? Is that how open it is? Does that mean you can get anyone sort of pregnant and, you know, claim abortion? What? I don't know. So that didn't even get to me. If the best you've got is to call me fat and bald, congratulations. You're not even worth talking to. If all you've got is personal insults, then you're not even worth talking to. Now, yeah, all right, I had a dig at you a little bit earlier. But I'm just putting things into perspective. You know, he openly said that he's mocking me because what he's got against me, I've got no idea. You know, I don't know if it's because maybe he fancies Mind. I don't know. Maybe he wants to have Mind all to himself. Maybe he's just jealous because of what I've got and what he potentially wants. Maybe he's not found the love of a good woman yet. I don't know. Maybe that's what they all need. They all need the love of a good woman and not, you know, inbreeding between themselves. So, if the best you've got to come at me is fat and bald with my stupid beard, then that's pathetic. You're not even worth entering into a conversation with. Because my stupid beard is just as stupid as your friend's stupid beard, which is that junior guy, I forget his name. Now, I can only talk about people that I know locally. I can't talk about anybody, you know, that's bigger up there. They all also believe that every single troll that they've got is Michelle Blake, all right, who was big in the movement, all right. But I think Michelle now, I think she's just woken up a little bit, and I think she's totally against them now, and she's realised the crap that's being spouted. I like her for that. we watch her videos and we just chuckle along because she is funny. Um, and she what? She is on fire. I'll tell you what, I would not want to get into an insult match with her. All right, she is quick. She is quick-witted, but she's also funny with it as well. And she does not care. She does not care who she offends, and I like that. That's ace. So yeah, didn't really know much about her, but I've watched a few of her videos and stuff, and yeah, she's funny as hell. But they all think everyone's Michelle Blake, and that somebody that comes up they don't know is Michelle Blake. But they're not. But they're not. So you got it wrong, sunshine. So look, that was basically all my live was about today. Was the big contradictions in these truthers. Now, basically, they just, like I said, they contradict themselves. They've got no content in what they're saying. It's, let me show you these woods. Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. It's a tree. It's a field. It's a campfire. Oh, look, he's got a guitar. Let's all lose our minds over it. Let's all be so jealous. All right. Told me to stop taking medication on this live. Told me to stop taking medication and get out in a field somewhere. Now, clearly doesn't understand depression very much. Because you put a depressive in a field with no medication, all right? If I don't take my meds for like 2 days, I start to go a little bit loopy, okay? My whole body starts to vibrate and I start to 3 days and I'm drunk, I'm bumping into things. 4 days and I'm just a blubbering mess. It levels me out, okay? They level me out, they help me. So telling people to stop taking the meds is bad advice. Now, you put a depressive that's not had his meds for a few days in a field, in the woods. What do we see? We see a way to maybe hang ourselves. We see sharp objects that we can maybe slit ourselves with. We see something we can maybe stab ourselves with. We just see self-harm, all right? We just see darkness and death, all right? So telling somebody to stop taking meds is the worst advice you are giving, and you are misinforming people, okay? My advice is this. If you are on medication for whatever reason, and you want to come off that medication, go and see the person who put you on the medication in the first place. Go see your GP. Go see somebody that's medically trained, okay? Don't ever, and I'm going to say this for any medication that's been prescribed to you, don't ever go cold turkey on your meds. As in, just stop there and then. Don't ever do that. If you want to come off your meds, get your doctor to wean you off them, okay? They will know what's best for you, all right? Because sometimes we don't think straight. So, yeah, don't listen to the come off your meds crap, because that's crap. Do not ever stop taking something that has been prescribed to you, because it's been prescribed to you for a reason, okay? For a reason. That's the same as saying, my arm's broken, or, sorry, my leg's broken, or I've got a broken bone somewhere. Let's say it's my leg that's broken. All right, thanks for putting the pot on, but 2 days later, you got to keep it on for 6 weeks. 2 days later, I'm going to take it off. No, I'm sorry. All right, it might not be something that you take, but it's something that's helping you mend. And that's what medication also does, all right? So you can't do that. Keep taking what has been prescribed to you. And for somebody who's God-fearing and Bible-bashing to say to somebody, stop taking your meds, what are you trying to do? What is it you're trying to do? Well, yeah, I'm not going to say that though, Bob. That would be bad misinformation. So yeah, stop giving out crap information, because you are going to cause more harm than good. Okay? Between the age of 25 to 45, I think it is, suicide is the biggest killer of men. okay? It's the biggest killer. So by telling somebody who has suicidal thoughts, who is depressed, to stop taking their meds, you're potentially killing them. That's bad, okay? And where will you be when this happens? When this person has a flip out, or gets pent up and goes and does something stupid, something silly to either themselves or someone else, heaven forbid. What are you going to say? Can we hold you accountable? You'll deny everything. You will have no accountability. But the real people will know that what you've done. Okay? God will judge you. God sees all. I'm only using your words. I'm only using your beliefs. And I don't think the beliefs. I think it's just the next gimmick. These days they're called truthers. Back in the 60s they were called hippies. Telling you, it's replaying itself. We see in the 60s again. Spread love and joy, my brothers and sisters. Let's sit round a campfire and eat vegan sausages. Blech. And smoke weed and play the guitar. Yeah, man. Let's not bath for 2 or 3 days. Man, some of you actually do need to. This again is advice. Some of you do need to get a wash. Okay? Some of you do need that fluoride. Some of you do need some of that, toothpaste. Okay? I'm just giving you advice here. Put some deodorant on, it'll get you a couple more friends. Guaranteed. So yeah, look, you're giving out crap information, you're giving out bad advice, you are spreading hate, and yes, God will judge you. Please, Lord, let me speak in the tongues. Let me do a prayer in the tongues. Shawing, bada, 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 shawing, bada. Amen. That's all I've got. Bearded opinion, okay? Like it, hate it, don't care. Don't get personal because you will be blocked. I will block personal insults. If you want to have a chat with me, don't comment, because I'm not very good at typing. It really winds me up when somebody puts a comment and it's like, right, I've now got to comment back to this person. Give me a buzz. I'll arrange a call with you. We'll talk properly, like people, okay? I'll make you a cup of coffee, make you a cup of tea. I'm not an expert, but I cannot recall. But I heard a Radio 4 show about a Paula becoming suicidal because of their meds. Flying high, going low. I'm not expert. Liam, do you know what? Totally right. Totally right. Somebody who's bipolar. Bipolar is basically, if you think about, easiest way I can describe it is, and again, I'm no expert. I'll tell you what the best, and you might laugh at me for this, the best portrayal of someone who's bipolar is Jean on EastEnders. Okay? Watch her, okay? Bipolar, here's how I get it. If you think of the polars, North polars, South polars, all right? Now, bipolar is you're either one or you're the other. There is no middle ground. So if you don't take your meds, you are either one or the other. You go from extreme high to extreme low, and then from extreme low to extreme high. There is no middle ground, all right? And every one of those episodes, and I don't mean EastEnders, I mean bipolar, every one of those episodes isn't mild. It's extreme, okay? Whereas I'm not bipolar, okay? I don't have, extreme episodes. I can have major down days, all right? I don't have majorly manic up days, okay? Generally ever. But the meds that I'm on just level me out. They just keep me level so that I'm not constantly down. Yes, I have down days. They are few and far between. Not saying that. Not saying what, dude? I don't know. I don't know what you're not saying. I don't know what you're not saying. So yeah, that's what can happen. It's one or the other. I understand to a level. Well, look. Here's the thing about depression and mental health is even I don't get it, dude. And I've been with it for I don't know 9, 10 years maybe. And I don't get it. That's you. I still don't understand. Liam, you need to put something a bit more. I don't get it because there might be a lag on the video. But yeah, that's to me what bipolar is. They are extreme depressives and extreme extroverts, I suppose. There's no middle ground. It's one or the other. Now, by taking the meds, what the meds will do, the meds will just level them out. If they're on the right ones, because you do get put on different ones. No, you're not saying that's me. You're not saying that's me. I'm just trying to explain depression a little bit to you, and bipolar. Bipolar's a mental illness. You do have to go through. I think I went through 4 or 5 different types of medication before I found the ones that actually work for me. And I actually think I need them upping. I actually think I need an increased dosage of those. But I'm going to speak to a doctor about that. I'm not just going to start taking 2 and 3 tablets a day to make my, I actually did that, and I was like, woo, a little bit cray. So yeah, don't up and down your meds either. All right, but yes, taking the meds will just level you out. That's what the meds do. They level you out so you are normal, okay, as opposed to being extremely extrovert, not normal, or extremely introvert, not normal. Extrovert is somebody that's put themselves out there. Introvert is somebody that keeps themselves to themselves, doesn't talk to anybody. So, but I'm going to do a video on that, and it won't be a live video. It'll just be a video that I do, and it'll upload to YouTube, and I'll share the link on Facebook. All right, so that's all I've got time for. Why? Because it's Friday night. It's Friday, right? Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So yeah, and I'll go into the depression and stuff like that on another video. But yeah, truthers, hippies, God will judge you. Take a look in the mirror. Take a look at what you're saying, because you are not right. Okay? You are not 100% right. You've got to realise there is 3 sides to a coin. And if you want to know what those 3 sides to the coin are, that'll be in another video. So there's 3 sides to the coin. There's not just yours and mine. All right? There's a 3rd side. Okay? I'm going to love you and leave you. Bearded opinion. Give it a like if you want. Give it a dislike if you want. Give it a view. Give it a comment. If you do become personal, you will be blocked. I know I'm bald. I know I'm a little bit overweight. I know I have a stupid beard. But leave it there. You're stating the obvious, man. Come at me with something better than that. All right? All right. Peace and love, brothers and sisters. Amen.